has ever taken place in the history of humanity to destroy a people has taken place. And you and I survived. And Allah produced Imam Deen Mohammed as the model and given him more insight than he has given any human being ever to walk the earth. And therefore, I feel ecstatic. Now, you know what the politicians in London and throughout New Jersey are saying now? They said, that's right. Allah's my witness. They are coming to me. I want you to know my spirit is higher than in 65 years of ministry. Y'all may know I've been in ministry since I was 5 years old. 40 years under Imam Deen Mohammed. Probably one of the most unpopular leaders under him, because I wouldn't put up with the clergy. In other words, I see you wrong. One brother said, yeah, one of the imams said, you would bust your own mother. I said, if she's wrong. But reason I say that is because I want you to know that what we have been given, Allah has not shortchanged us. And I want to just recall back that when I was very young, I read a Bilal Yanud, and Imam Mohammed, he was young, and I can remember the place where I was staying. He said, the next leader that come on after me may need more help than I. And I'm saying, here's this man. Well, I didn't believe Elijah Muhammad would die. And here's Imam Muhammad saying in 76 this. And then I would ask him from time to time, I'm very inquisitive, I'll ask questions. I want to know what's going to happen. I said, I need to see you for something. Who should I see? And, knowing that I was a big talker and was excited, he never told me exactly. He says, well, you want to see me, you got something important to see me. He didn't say Abdul Malik, who incidentally is the successor, y'all know. So I want to clear that up quickly. I hope this goes out nationwide. And there are 3 or 4 of them running around. So I thought I'd get them out of the way so they wouldn't have to work no problem. He said, see my son. And he just said, my son. I knew he was talking about. But then he told us in a bold meeting, Council of Imams meeting, he said, I had prepared my son to lead. He was letting those leaders know, had he not been the leader of the Nation of Islam. Farad said, oops, I missed. Y'all heard that right. Remember he said that his father, Alfonso, Allah doesn't miss. So Imam said he prepared his son. So he didn't push it on him. But he put it before him that we're going to build a masjid in Chicago. And when he came out, he said, I was born for the mission. I said, I was born to help you for the mission. And I've had people in these various cities say, why are you going out there? I was at a very huge meeting of all the political people. I get all kinds of invitations. And the little enemies, they're pissed off. What's Alfred hanging out with the governor? When the governor asked, oh, I know him. But he knows me because Allah has put in me a determination and a spirit of victory. And I want to tell those who serve on this committee, don't come on the line. You may get cussed out the next time you say he ain't using nothing but strategy. No, we're going to overflow the hall. We're going to stand outside. And I just told him, I said, nobody go out on the street because my 3 sons and my grandson, we're going to have a big picket sign. And the picket sign is going to say, come, hear the teachings of the man that transformed Malcolm Shabazz, which is a fact. I'm in a fusion film that's coming out by Netflix, and I told them clearly, I'm talking the most authoritative person on Mount. Not what's going to pay me $80,000 to work for him. I wouldn't take a penny. Man in Maryland. And how did I get to know Malcolm? Because Benjamin Kareem, who told me about Imam Muhammad, one of the ministers, who was brother that introduced Minister Malcolm the day he died. As soon as he introduced him, he walked down the steps. And he was killed. That's another story. But I just want you to know that what they are spending billions of dollars to block this message. They don't want you to get this. And let me tell you something. If you believe in this, that what God has given us, with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul, the very spirit, the centrifugal forces will just open up for you. The angels will be with you. I mean, they told me on South, we don't even know where we can get you out there. That's what they told me. They called me at 3 o'clock in the morning. We don't know. I said, well, I do know. Now, I ain't Yakub who told the people if he knew what he knew not. But anyway, that's another story. But I knew that the Lord wanted me to be in. We had prayed. Yesterday, some of the good news, we're working hard to save the masjid in Noah. We're almost on the verge of losing that. But we are developing good leadership there. We ain't going to lose none of these masjids. So I want you to tell people that. But I want to let you know that you should push the idea. Our Christian friends say we are blessed and highly favored. We as a people truly are blessed and most favored. Because Allah says when He's going to guide the people, He guides them. And we should understand that what Imam Mohammed has given us is an understanding that nobody has ever gotten. Now you who are not pure in heart will not see Imam Mohammed. Because the book said, none but the pure in heart shall see God. That's right. None but the pure in heart. And none can touch this book but the pure. Now, those of you still wrapped up in Christianity, who have come into Al-Islam with Christian ideas have never gotten out of it. And that's a big problem for us. And I told the people in Jersey, I said, now I'm going to be honest with you all. You can choose me as your imam or not. But now listen to this. The mayor of my city said, if they don't choose you at this masjid, I want them to know I'm going to build you a masjid in London. And it's going to be a mega masjid in my opinion. Because I ain't going to stop. And I tell you, you feel good when you win. They threw everything but the kitchen sink. Didn't give us the line. The mayor, we beat him by 1,700 votes. And this little old brother here, who one lady came up and said, I heard you go both ways. I said, no, let's clarify that now. What you talking about that go both ways? So I don't know what you're talking about. She said, well, they said you go in the church, in the mosque. I said, they didn't tell you I go to the synagogue too, in the ashram. So Thursday, unbeknown to me, a group of immigrant Muslims. I'm going to tell you something. The last Ramadan session I was at, Imam Mohammed said, the immigrant Muslim, y'all listen, and this is going to be sold, and I want them to hear it. The immigrant Muslim is a snake in the garden. He said, we beat the white man off of us, and now they are ready to jump on our back. So they came to City Hall in my city. I'm the councilman. Went around my back, went to the mayor. The mayor said, we got a 1 o'clock with the unveiling of the Ramadan Mubarak on City Hall. I said, no, I didn't know anything about it. So he asked me to, prep him to what to say, Eid Mubarak, Ramadan Mubarak, and I gave him that because he's very, very, very interested in Islam. And we'll tell people that he's a Muslim. So if you say he's a Muslim, he's a Muslim. That's what he says. Yeah. He said, Assalamu alaikum. He goes to the iftar. He told me, he said, the only thing he got mad with me, I didn't give him a Quran. He said, you didn't give me a Quran. He got mad. He said, he didn't like that. But I said to myself, I'm a gradualist. So these people thought they were going over my head. And so they held the event. Look, arrogant. Arab girl reminds me more of a white Miss Anne. She comes to the stage with all blue on. And she proceeds to talk. So I'm just standing. But I sent her the body language. The mayor, he didn't know whether I should speak or not. I said the body language, I'm going to speak. And I took the mic very kindly and said, thank you all. Welcome. I didn't know about this. But I just want you to know that the senior citizen of America that's been here from the 15th century and is a part of a movement that pioneered America to us, that made Muslim American possible. I'm registering that on my soul. And as a sacred obligation, I recognize the Christians and Jews, because my book and that quote is some Arabic, because I want them to let them know. I ain't like some of y'all come here and show off some Arabic, but when I get around them, I studied the Imam Arabic class. I don't claim to be fluent, because those who even fluent can't even open up a store. Huh? They can't produce nothing. Huh? You go in that places, ain't nobody in there but people that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad converted. They ran all the Imam Muhammad's followers out. But I'm telling you, I'm getting invitations in some of y'all city. Y'all will see an AMCOP-like movement, minus the Marxist communist type idea. My son, I'm just telling you, before I get in, I get some stuff, really material, but this is kind of warm up. I have my son Alfred was just accepted at Stanford University. The big exchange student. I said, now Alfred, I want you to have those students at Morehouse to invite your dad down. I want to come down there once a month in Atlanta. I'm telling you, I'm coming. And I'm going in the Bluff. I go to the Bluff.
Got a mess there.
Yeah. And I talk to them young people. And this is what I tell these young people in Linden. You know, I said, the only blood you're worried about is a raccoon blood. The only blue you're worried about is a blue tricycle that you left behind. You ain't no gangsters. Huh? God has called you to something great. That's how you have to talk to these people. I said, look, I'm from the school that took a marginalized criminal, not even a first-rate criminal, and sent him to Oxford and defied the world. Isn't that a fact? And that's what Malcolm Shabazz came. In case you didn't know where Shabazz came from. You know where the name Shabazz come from? Shabazz Street in Lahore, Pakistan. All right. Allah, the merciful benefactor, saved us through Imam Deen Mohammed. And Imam Mohammed, before I go in this, I want to pray for our people. Because I was just reading something in Ramadan Session where he said we should pray for African Americans. I mean, Palestine, I don't know nothing about no Palestinians. I don't know nothing about them. I ain't wishing no bad. I don't know about anybody in Kashmir. I don't know the Rohingyas. I know Bubba. I know Keisha. I know my cousins and sisters who are suffering and catching hell. Oh, Allah. Extend your mercy to our ethnic group who are in despair because they don't realize that there's medicine and cure and health for them. Amen. All right, now let's get into just one thing. The last time I was here, I wanted, and we're going to, all of my speeches, I'm going to combine them, and we're going to have Ramadan session too. Because, you know, I heard some of y'all get up here. I wish I was here earlier. Because some of all y'all get up and just talk off the top of your head. You don't talk for me, man, Muhammad. You're entertainers. Or you sound like you come from Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. You sound like some stuff that you got from some foolish Arab sheikh who doesn't know anything. And I want to tell you something. Imam Muhammad is the one that restored the word Imam.
That's right.
They call out people Sheikh, an old man. I said, don't you, goddamn, you better not call me no Sheikh. I ain't no old man. I got a little shoe polish in my hair. I don't want to be old. And I ain't no Maulana. Because ain't none of those titles in the Quran. And let me tell you another thing while I'm at it. I didn't intend to get so quickly to this, but I better. We have 5 or 6 young people running around this community. One in particular. And they're telling the people, these so-called students are going over to Syria and elsewhere. They're telling the people, you got to have Imam Muhammad's teaching, but you got to have the technical knowledge. Code word. Then there's another snake that runs around saying, Imam gave you the raw teachings and he needs to refine it. Meanwhile, he sells his tapes and books and lectures. Those days are rapidly coming to an end. Rapidly coming to an end. Man warned us. He said there will be a day coming that these young people will come here and they'll whip your behind. Now, I want to, okay, we got Imam. I think Imam Deen last year brought out the voodoo. But I'm going to remind your attention of the call to civilization. And we're going to try to tie it up as quick as possible. Well, Allah says to us, inspired through Bilal, the adhan, which means to give attention. And the Imam said, when you put your hands here, you'll signify the inviolability. The inviolability. Your inherent rights. Nothing somebody can take away from you. You're surrendering to that. So you don't give your life to the government. You don't give your life to Turkey. You're giving to Allah who originated everything. And you start the adhan, not with one hand, with both hands on the plow. Signifying what? That Allah in the creation, and then he would guide the creation. Imam Muhammad again. So we open the adhan with what? Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Answering the Bible. 4 rivers went out from the garden and came great heads. Now you see how Allah gave me a sign. I am the head of the 4th ward. The crooked, deceptive, lying imams about 40 years ago blocked me from being Imam Muhammad's representative in New York City. They blocked me. And I was too innocent, too stupid, and didn't know Satan, and I thought. Ma'am got so hot with me and speak to me for 3 years. I'm out here to give you something to help you, and you go out and tell the enemy. But I didn't know. He said, they were jealous of you. I'm talking to some of them that y'all look up to. Those snakes. I don't you come and tell me nothing about them old leaders. I know them. I know them when there's Reggae Jack Daniels there at Continental Plaza. That's enough. Where their girlfriends were, because they loved me. They loved me because I was bright, I was curious, but they just couldn't keep me to shut up. So we said 4 rivers went out for the God. What are those 4 Allahu Akbar signifying? Academic world, education, and became great heads. So Allah calls our attention to what? 4. But you do it what way? First you do it to the conscience, for light. And then when darkness appear, you go on to the other side. Imam W.D. Muhammad. Teaching in Newark. See, I don't have to have a bunch of notes. I remember this. Huh? Because remember, I was always wanting to know these answers. I didn't come into religion looking to be a spook. I came into religion to answer our people's problems. I had a daddy that was a son of actually grandson of a slave master. He never told us that. But he was a race man. This theme, he was 50 when I was born, so all he talked about. One of my sisters said to me, I said, you know, she's 90 years old, and people trying to take her property. Said she's 91. So they said to her, I said, well, couldn't he? They